Hello everybody, Epic Mewtwo here. Today we are back with another figure unboxing, and today we're going to be opening up another Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. I know you might be thinking, hold on a second, didn't we just open a Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta a little while ago? And doesn't it, once you get it out of the box, you'll see, doesn't this kind of look like the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta that we literally opened up like a couple of weeks ago? And if you answered that, you would be right. This figure has a little bit of interesting history behind it and a couple of actually little interesting aspects about it. So, this figure came with the Dokkan Battle X Ichiban Kuji set. I forget what the full name of the set was because the whole thing wasn't Dokkan Battle X Ichiban Kuji. That was the Super Saiyan 4 Goku figure, but it came out with the same set. And this Gogeta is also interesting because it has the same pose as another Gogeta that came out literally at the same time. Once we get out of the box, I'll show you them side by side. But this Gogeta right here, which was a part of the, I forget the name of the line, but basically what it is it's the line that the other blue Kamehameha Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta was in. Basically it's something like super attacks, something like that. Anyway though, these are two different figures and they came out at I think a month or two apart from each other. I think it was more like a month, almost at the same time in terms of figure standards, which is very weird that they would release the same pose at the same time. This is again Bandai because it is Ichiban Kuji, and as well they also technically call this, I mean you can see it on the front, you can see on the top, they call it a Dragon Ball Z figure, which is very weird. Why? Beats me. They do this a lot though. This shot is pretty cool though. I like how they chose a figure with the weird paint. Even they didn't even care for the box. They were just like, yup, put it on there. Gotta love Bandai. Again, brought overseas by Banpresto, not made by Banpresto. Let's get her out of the box. So yeah, very weird that they decided to come out with these guys around the same time, because literally it's the same figure, and I would think that for one or the other it wouldn't be good for sales. And they always do this stuff too, where it's they'll put the Dragon Ball Super logo on a Z figure, or they'll put the Z logo on a Super figure, or in this case they put the Z logo on a GT figure. They like to just kind of be screwy with it, and that's just not just Bandai either, it's Banpresto as well. I don't know, maybe it's just because they think this certain logo will sell more units. I'm not exactly sure why, but hey, you know what? Do what you want, because a pirate is free. You are a pirate. Alright, let's get him out of the box. I am pretty excited. Oh, it's just an extra piece of cardboard there. Okay. I'm pretty excited for this guy, because he does match a little bit better with the Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta Dokkan Battle figures, which we will go over. I mean, he literally came out in the same set as the Goku. That new figure smell, baby. And then, he matches with the Goku and Vegeta pretty well. So, wow, he is really already in one piece. Huh. I guess that makes sense why the box was so tall then. This is very weird. I have never actually opened a figure that, I think I've opened figures before. Uh-oh, Vegito Blue, my boy. No, he's falling over. I'll just worry about him later. I've opened figures in the past that are almost all the way put together already, but I don't think that it's ever been, well, I guess technically I can't say he's fully put together, because he still does have the tail that we have to put on. Also, I got the impression from looking at all the pictures of this guy, maybe it's just because I didn't see him on the stand, but I got the impression that he was up higher and not based on the ground, which is kind of interesting because that's how it looks like the stand is, which is kind of interesting. I will say, very glad that Bandai is taking the luxury of, it seems like all the Bandai figures we've unboxed so far. I don't know if Broly had it, I don't remember. But they have had protection over the head to protect the hairpiece, which I always appreciate. Alright, let's take that boy off. Ooh, okay. Alright. I really like this. I'm not gonna lie, this looks really good. Yeah, that's really weird. The stand just goes on here. Usually they don't do that. Ooh, I will say you have to kind of push it in a little bit to get them on there. Usually they have an extra piece so that it doesn't lean on the stand or like put pressure on the stand so much. That's kind of interesting. This guy is a very easy put together. Not that that's a bad thing, obviously. His like end piece is very small. Let's see if we can get that in there. Takes a minute or a little bit of a pressure here. Yeah, because it's like kind of hard to put it in, especially when he's on the stand too. The coat is also, oh, the coat's a little bit movable. Okay, we'll take a look at that in a second. Is the tail in there good? Yep, looks like it. All right, so very simple figure, but a very nice figure nonetheless. Super tall. A lot more detailed, definitely, than the Goku, I would say. The face does look like a tad different than the box. You know, that's a big problem with the Ichiban Kuji figures, is kind of keeping, or not Ichiban Kuji, rather Bandai. Well, I mean, I guess therefore Ichiban Kuji figures, but the face doesn't always match what's on the box, and that's simply just quality control and like lack of, you know, making sure to keep those details. Like here, this almost looks like the inside of his mouth in black, like is black, and it kind of like is like that with the shadows, and this one just straight up looks like they painted his lips black, which is kind of weird, and it's also not focusing. There we go. See what I mean? It almost looks a little bootleg in terms of the mouth. They do usually with Gogeta figures, they'll sometimes make the eyes shiny, kind of like Ultra Instinct eyes. It looks like those are more matte, but this color still look good. The fur looks really good, muscle definition looks good. The jacket is a little bit movable. It's like a little bit more of a soft plastic. I love the orange, very, very nice. They don't usually go that dark orange when they make Gogeta figures like that, so that is always very appreciated when they go that real nice dark orange. The pant detail looks nice. He looks kind of skinny though, which is kind of interesting. Again, that could just be more the style, but again, the pant looks good. Pants, yes, pants looks good. Shoes look good. Overall, very decent figure. I do like how they did the tassel as well for his belt. Very nice there. Looks pretty good. It's very short. It's not like too in your face about it. Looks good. Hair sculpt is nice. The face is like only a little bit, just to go back to it real quick. The face is only a little bit, like from different angles you can't even really tell, but like just straight on it looks a tiny bit crooked. But honestly, it's not as bad as some of the other things that I've seen from Bandai. Alright, so let's go ahead and put these guys next to each other. So this is what I was talking about. And also too, there you go, you can kind of see a good representation of what I mean. Like this is sort of a lighter orange, and that's a darker orange. But these guys came out at relatively the same time, and they're basically the same figure. Obviously, you know, there's a little bit different with he's up on a stand, he's grounded. The leg position is a little bit different. Obviously, it's a different style, right? His head's a little bit bigger, but his body's a little bit bigger. Face is a little bit smaller. Hands are separated, not so much. He's got that going on, while this Gogeta's more like that. You know, minute details, but overall, it's basically the same figure, right? I will say, looking at these guys side by side, I definitely think that I like this one better. I am very partial to that line as well. Gogeta's face, I think, looks a little bit better, and I love the baggy pants on that one. The shading too, like on the inside, like that's not the lighting, like that's like how it is. It's so good. Pose is very good. I love it when they make this big. You know, it's a little bit harder on the shelf, but you know, it's a beautiful figure. So I think I do like that Gogeta a little bit more. The face also looks less like, you know, crooked as well, because, you know, he still looks a little bit weird. It's actually kind of hard to see him from the angle. Like this angle, it's perfect for him because you're sort of looking down at it and I'm looking up. Like I'm kind of getting this angle from this Gogeta, and I'm kind of getting this angle from this Gogeta. But anyway, that's the two compared side by side. Still very interesting to me that they decided to come up with these guys at like literally the exact same time pretty much. I will say the one thing, this Gogeta, not that I don't like this one, but I just do like this one a little bit better. This one has it going for it that it's not two pieces and it's one, so you don't get that gapping there, right? Very, very nice stuff. Alright, so that's the two Gogetas side by side. I hope that they won't do that again, because I would assume it would be bad for them. Not that I'm complaining, because we get two really cool Gogeta figures out of it, but still very odd. Let's go ahead then and grab the Super Saiyan 4s and put them next to them. So do keep in mind, right? The Vegeta is a Banpresto figure, while the other two are Bandai figures. Vegeta and Goku are both One Pieces, and Gogeta is also One Piece, so that's nice as well. Let's get the boys in town, baby! Alright. As much as I, talked about in the video about this guy, which if you like to see that video, I posted it last week. I really do like this trio together. I will say, I think they did a pretty good job of making these guys all look good as a set. It looks awesome, honestly. And I think this Gogeta 2 fits a lot better with the style of these, because too, if we sort of remove him real quick, and we replace him with the other Gogeta that we have, right? Boop, 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 boop. Vegito in the background's kind of goofing on me, right? It doesn't look nearly as good just because the style's a little bit different. He's a little bit smaller in terms of the face. He's not as high up. Funny enough that he's like actually on a stand, and this guy is grounded, but he's just a little bit taller and kind of, towers over them in a way. It's also really weird because like on the camera you're seeing him with his hands like this, and then for me it's like this. Very weird, but angles, am I right? Nonetheless, though, they all look really good together. I think this is probably how I'm going to display them on the shelf. I will say the way that Goku, and this isn't like the figure faults, but the way that Goku and Vegeta are kind of facing just because of how the LR cards are, is a little bit goofy because he's like, kind of more straight and Vegeta's more sideways, especially with how their rocks are. But nonetheless, they still look really cool together. I do kind of wish... Maybe I'll try and fix that myself. I do kind of wish that Gogeta had something like that, where it was more like rock-like as opposed to, just the black base, because it kind of looks a little bit out of place. Nonetheless, though, let me actually pick this up real quick just so you can kind of see what I'm looking at. Yeah, baby, that's the angle I'm looking at there. Very nice. Again, really cool that they kind of made him so tall that he would fit in between these guys, because I kind of assumed that, they would know that people would want to sort of display it this way. I mean, the Goku and the Gogeta are literally from the same set from Ichiban Kuji, so it's not like, they weren't, kind of meant to look alike. And obviously, since the Vegeta is paired with the Goku being the LR, they of course have a similar style. But yeah, no, very cool stuff here. I definitely like this Gogeta figure. I would say I like him a lot more than the Goku. They're both pretty solid figures, but, if I was going to pick one or the other, despite this being the LR, I will say that is kind of the appeal of it, right? Beside it being a decent Super Saiyan 4 figure, but I still think that there are better Super Saiyan 4 Goku figures out there, even though I haven't had a chance to pick one up yet. Nonetheless, though, I still like this Gogeta a lot. I do like the other one a little bit more, but I think, like, all three of these guys together is, like, perfect. I don't know. It's just, it's very Super Saiyan 4, very monkey. You know what I mean? I'll probably end up displaying them on the shelf like this because I kind of like it a little bit better like that. Anyway, though, that's going to do for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Of course, links to where you can buy this guy are in the description below. I did get him for 20 bucks as well from Tokyo Otaku Mode. In the future, I am going to be trying to get some more Ichiban Kuji figures that have not gone overseas. There was a couple figures in this set in particular that did not get an overseas version that I would love to pick up. There is a Vegito Blue that's doing the Yosha pose that I would really, really like to get. Unfortunately, they're a little bit more expensive because, these guys are so cheap with the overseas version. Then you have to get it from, eBay or like a Japanese online site. It's a whole nother thing. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video nonetheless. Let me know what you think of this Gogeta in the comments section below. If you have them, let me know what you think of them as well. And I will catch you guys in the next one. I'll be you two out. Peace.